thing is it working?
I would engage my community council a little bit more like I did this semester. First semester they were not as involved, but this semester they're doing a lot of stuff, and I thought that was very beneficial to them.
Talking a lot more to the returning staff members. I think I was a little intimidated at first just because, you know, they've done the job, and I guess I didn't really realize how much of it is a team effort.
I would probably make sure that my lounge could be more of a study area than just like a fun party hangout time. I really strive to make sure to take advantage of the study hours and maybe even have like weekly like study sessions in my lounge with like my floor funds.
I would say it's made me realize how little time I have in a day around my classes. So I really have to, it goes back to the scheduling and having to break everything down and really focusing of this is when your deadlines are for both CA and class stuff, and really organizing your life and balancing it.
This position has impacted me in multiple ways, but really the most predominant one would be being able to work with a diverse group of people.
I think the biggest thing is just making connections, meeting so many new people, hearing their stories. It's kind of opened my mind about like my background and like hearing from others as well. And it's just a cool experience to see how we all come from different backgrounds, but we're all here.
Yeah, I'd probably just say patience for the most part. I mean, especially because you can't always, even if it's not like with residents necessarily, like just even getting the paperwork done or anything like that, like sometimes you have to wait for it to go through a process before you can actually complete the steps.
I would say just making myself go out and talk to people more. Like even if it's not a day that I want to go talk to people, I really push myself to go and talk to them, or at least knock on one person's door a day.
I would say my communication skills, not only in the job, but in my personal life, like communicating with residents and being able to get deeper in conversation with people.
Guiding them, especially the first month, the first few weeks when they don't know what's going on and what to do, where to go, and being that supportive person to connect them to other people.
My girls have known that I've always been there for them. Even residents from last year still email me, text me, call me if they have any issues or want to hang out. So I feel like I've really been there as a friend and as a mentor for many of my residents, and that's a wonderful feeling to have.
Well, you're going to have to ask them because I don't really know, but I hope that I made an impact.
Obviously working with press has been the best.
I love meeting new people, and that's one thing that never stops to happen as a CA. You're always meeting residents, you know, the first couple of weeks you're always meeting new ones, and oftentimes you'll have new ones switching in and out throughout the year.
The best part about being a CA is making friends.
Meeting everyone that I met. I definitely made a lot of friends. I met many people that I really like, and I couldn't see myself this year without them.
Being close with my residents. I love my residents.
Being the go-to guy, so like many people will come to you like looking for help, and like some people see it as like, oh, I don't want to help, or like, oh, it's keeping me busy. Like to me that feels cool because like it means that like people need your help, and like that's special, I think.
I don't know, it's fun to literally get paid to like throw on events. Like, I mean, homecoming was a blast. Oh, and stuff just comes up at the worst parts of time.
Definitely the late nights and early mornings.
The 2 a.m. shifts.
The 2 a.m. duty shifts for sure.
Getting the 3-4 o'clock a.m. phone calls, and as soon as the phone rings, it's kind of like an internal dread.
The worst part about being a CA is decorating your hall.
That people will always see you as a CA first. I mean, even if it's old residents that you've had and you're no longer a CA, they're still going to be like, oh, that's my CA, and then they'll say your name. So the CA thing really comes first. And
they're gonna throw a lot of information at you.
They can expect a lot of information in a little amount of time.
Just expect a lot of information.
You can expect a lot of information thrown your way.
No sleep. That, yeah, and it gets long, so bring a lot of water, maybe a snack or two.
I'm not gonna lie, I use Pinterest for everything. All your boards, your door decks, even events, it helps a ton.
It's really good to just talk to your coworkers about things that they might know that you don't, because everybody has different experiences and different backgrounds.
My hall directors, for sure, they're always there to help you get through difficult situations, ask those questions that you're maybe not sure about and don't want to ask another member because you don't want to seem stupid.
You have to have a planned schedule. For me, I wake up every morning and I think, alright, what am I doing today? What are my classes? Where are my gaps between my classes? And what can I get done in those gaps?
I have a giant whiteboard and a giant paper calendar that I went through at the beginning of the semester, and I wrote down all of my exams and things like that and large assignments, and then planned out when our WOWs were going to be.
that was definitely one of the most difficult things for me to do as a first-year CA. After a couple of years, I think I've got it down. It's really, for me, just planning ahead. It's kind of weird to plan personal time for yourself, but you might need to do that. You might need to say, you know what, this Saturday, I'm just gonna stay in my room and I'm just gonna watch Netflix all day, because Netflix has so many great shows. It's pretty easy to do that all day. But definitely just scheduling time where it's like, I'm going for a walk, or I'm gonna shut off my phone and I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to do what I need to do. It doesn't have to be a getaway from campus, every weekend or something like that. It can just be staying in your room and just doing something that you like, but really just kind of being by yourself and letting yourself recuperate.
And I have an ongoing event called Donuts and Discussion, and the premise of this event is buying a lot of donuts, having some coffee as well, and renting a projector and screen, showing maybe a TED Talk or two, and facilitating a discussion about a certain topic.
Frame of reference. And it was an event that people were allowed to make picture frames, but there was a little twist to it. We were only giving them limited supplies depending on the type of frame they had. So it talked a lot about privilege, and we taught them about privilege, but they didn't know going into it that it would be a privilege wow that we were putting on. And so a lot of people were like, oh man, what's going on? I want to paint this picture frame, but I'm only given one little blob of blue. They didn't understand why. And so it was a fun event, but it also had a really great meaning and message to it.
Communication is key.
It's going to be uncomfortable, but be open to talking and even confronting fellow staff members.
I think that whenever you work as a team, difference is gonna come. You're not gonna agree with your teammate at all times, but be open about it, be honest about it, and tell them how you feel, what you think, and be open to discussion. Because it's not always that your way is gonna happen, and definitely your way is not always gonna be the best one.
Especially for Stadium Heights, there will be times that you don't see the other CAs for a couple days, and you might only see them at staff time or WOWs, just because you're not in the same building as them as physically. But making sure you're communicating with them, text messaging, Facebook, email if you really want. Just making sure you're checking in on, hey, how's it going over there, or do you want to even partner an event? Those are really good things to do, especially because Stadium is really separated out with our community there. Having those joint events between buildings helps everyone really bond and realize that they're not just limited to their one space.
Communication is key in all aspects of life.
If you could do one thing different, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a tough one, Luke. I'm not. We start over.
I honestly don't have an answer.
You need to read these.
Can I re-answer that? Because I started
Yep.
laughing. 1 second.
All right. If you could do one thing different, what would it be?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's good. Number 2. What?
That's a good way to start.
You're gonna edit all this off.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Can I get examples?
How have you made an impact on your residents as a CA?
I haven't. I don't do my job.
Under so much pressure, bro.
Great. Great.
Easter weekend.
I'm out.